Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and I welcome all of you back to the ending to our St. Valentine's Day Massacre special event, where I must be absolutely insane for thinking about including this, because it's... For those who know about my history with Nightwish, they were... I had to make sure this was for a very special occasion indeed. Also because I'm not necessarily too sure if this is the best really song to go into detail about the love affairs, or rather I want to say about because if you do remember, this is actually the first song on the 2007 album Dark Passion Play. And I do know there is a song that is on this that might have made a better choice, called Master Passion Greed. And it was a lot about how Thomas Holopain's feelings for their original singer, Tarja Turunen, was sort of... I don't really remember what the full story was, but basically Thomas had very strong feelings for Tara, and it was sort of it wasn't meant to be because of the divisions that Tarja's partner caused, I believe, during I don't again pretend to know the full story about all this, but I think that's sort of how it came to be. I think, now again, this is just what my opinion is, for better or worse. Now, with that being said, however, I genuinely also... I don't know if it made anybody else's life, any easier, because I happen to know that Thomas went into a period of depression and anxiety throughout 2005 and 2006, and I don't really know if it made anybody's life in the group easier as well, from whether it was Miko or, Annette Olsen, or anybody really. It was just... It must have been a very, very difficult environment to be around. And that's kind of why I found it very interesting that I don't know technically who really oh, right, okay, so it's Floor Jansen is doing this, because I do know that in the original, wasn't it that Thomas wrote and sang this himself? And that might be a video for another day, because I honestly want to hear what Thomas... Because I've listened to Thomas's vocals before. I can't remember how long ago that was, though, but it would be very interesting to see what it is. Also, and the other reason as well is because I'm not entirely sure if it was a good idea to maybe include something with Floor Jansen, because as for those who do know, Floor Jansen was diagnosed with breast cancer at least 4 months ago. So I will probably find out later after I finish this about what her prognosis is right now, because I think right now the 43-year-old legend needs our support as much as any other. God almighty, it's these sort of things that made me realise that Nightwish is it's nearly 26 years old, and if this is anything, I'm think about all the things we've had to go through, from Tarja leaving, to Annette leaving, to Floor Jansen's, prognosis with breast cancer, losing Miss Waychoff. But the night is not yet over, ladies and gentlemen, and the wish is still alive. So, oh, and also in case you hadn't caught on, we're doing this live because, in honesty, that's the only real way you can actually do one of these videos, so let's do it. If you guys want to check out the original video for yourselves, links will all be in the description down below. Let's begin. The Poet and the Pendulum. In 3, 2, 1, and... And just again, to sort of like reiterate, maybe there is what we can get out of this. This is, I do almost consider this a love song as well, but it's a very different sort of love. It is the love that what music can do, because music can make you do quite a lot of things, ladies and gentlemen. It can make you happy, it can make you sad, it can make you angry, it can make you fall in love to it. It can also fill your head with so many thoughts, and in any way, whatever your response is, isn't love in some way a part of it? Because there must be some level of like even if you hate something, there's got to be a lovely sense of passion that goes into explaining why. So who's to say, you know what, you can't be motivated by love to do anything? But I am absolutely, this is, you know what I'm trying to say? Let's keep going.
raped again and again and again. I know I will die alone, but loved. You live long enough to hear the sound of guns, long enough to find yourself screaming every night, long enough to see your friends betray you. For years, I've been strapped onto this altar. Now I only have 3 minutes counting. I just wish the tide would catch me first and give me a death I always longed for.
can't find my way. I can't cry, cause I shall not cry. So wrong, I'm gonna die. Whoa, my cold world.
Forgive me, I have a two-face and one for the world. And one for God save me. I cannot cry cause the shoulder rise more. I cannot die. I have a heart for the cold world. Heart for the cold world. Heart for the cold world. Today, in the year of our Lord 2005, two of us was called from the cares of the world. He stopped crying at the end of each beautiful day. The music he wrote had too long been without silence. He was found naked and dead, with a smile on his face, a pen, and 1,000 pages of erased text. Thank you.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen. That was The Poet and the Pendulum by Nightwish. It's never... It's hard for me to imagine, ladies and gentlemen, that somehow we would go straight up from... This is... It would take something like this to bring somebody back, because let me just tell you a story, ladies and gentlemen. I'll keep this as short as possible, but it's not really so much like a story, but I'll just say right now is that when a man is at his absolute lowest, sometimes the thing they almost want to do more than anything is not to feel better, but to feel comfortable. Because better sometimes means invoking a certain level of effort. Maybe a level of effort that they don't really want to exercise when they've been taking so much of a battering. Why would you want to get up immediately, like you've been snapped to attention? It sets into perspective about people's places on Earth when that sort of thing happens, when not so much reality sinks in, but when somebody cruel out there decides they want to rain on your parade. They want to take you down a few notches through no fault of your own, and when this sort of thing happens. And it's this sort of thing where I think we know what it's like when we get there, ladies and gentlemen. You think your whole life is going to be what happens when we come to the dogs. Well, here are the dogs. And it holds no other mysteries. It's not like stepping into another world. It is like the world has been taken away from you. And listening to all this again, and listening to what I can only assume must be Thomas's stream of consciousness, he sometimes he tries to set things in perspective about where we went wrong, or what part of it was meant to be, real or fictional. Because we hear that today in the year of our Lord 2005, Thomas was called from the cares of the world. And apparently that's meant to be an extract of a dream of him where he wishes he was dead. This part is written, I can imagine as a eulogy. He's dreaming about being able to die and how happy it would make him feel to finally rest and no longer to hide behind the mask of the entertainer and pleasure giver to the world. That is accurate, ladies and gentlemen, because if there's one thing I'll say absolutely for Mr. Holopain, is that you think of how much he's had to contribute to music for the last 25, possibly even 30 years at that. Between writing some of the most beautifully composed symphonic metal songs of all time. Oh, you know what they are. Do not say you don't. But just... And it's one thing, but also listening to Floor and how she brings Thomas's words to life. If this song is anything to go by, ladies and gentlemen, then it shows you that maybe I was wrong initially when I said Iron Maiden were the poet laureates of heavy metal. Well, in my opinion, yes, they still are, but I think if you want the poet laureates for life, the first consoles of metal, you go to Nightwish. And there are plenty others just like them, ladies and gentlemen. Within Temptation, Epica. But for my money, ladies and gentlemen, for the drama, for the spectacle, for the power, for the ferocity, the candor, the love, the generosity, the respect, the insight, the feeling, the heart, the mind, the soul, and the love that went into this, as if with every other Nightwish song, the love never goes away. It is... That may be perhaps the best metaphor I can possibly think for love, ladies and gentlemen, is when you love something, it means you want to do good for it. You want to put in the effort, and you want to get something out of that as well. A feeling of emotional stability, of acceptance, of generosity, of friendship, of the world. If that's not love, ladies and gentlemen, I do not know what is. So anyway, that is going to do it for our St. Valentine's Day Massacre special event. Please make sure to leave all your thoughts and comments in the comment section down below. Let me know what you felt of our return once again to Nightwish after 6 or 7 months after the last one. And I cannot wait to see all of you guys again in the next video. Take care and bye-bye for now. That's nearly 12 videos, ladies and gentlemen. Actually, it's like 15 in the span of 3 days. It's not bad. See you then.